So today we're going to be talking about why Joel's death scene makes absolutely zero sense. So let's just start off with how Abby's group actually even finds Joel and Tommy, right? Abby starts off her journey because she gets a lead about Tommy being in Wyoming because someone was talking about it, and it's like a 10-year-old rumor.
When the moon comes
I found Joel's brother. He's at a settlement out in Wyoming.
How do you know that?
Some fireflies who served with him got picked up at the wall.
I thought he quit like a decade ago.
Yeah.
So, have these guys heard from him since?
It's a lead.
So this is very important later on when we're looking at the group's reaction as well as her reaction. Abby's group was looking for Tommy so that they could get to Joel. So fast forward, Abby's group has traveled across the country. They found Jackson. Owen found Jackson. Basically, they say, yeah, we're not going to go attack that. That city's way too big. We don't have enough people, right? And Abby's like, nah, I didn't come all this way, so I couldn't go see if Tommy's in that city. I'm going to go get him and see if he's in there. Promptly, she blunders into a giant horde of zombies and then miraculously gets saved by Joel. So their meeting is entirely chance. There was zero planning involved, absolutely no skill. She just blundered into a group of zombies and then Joel saved her. So had Joel or Tommy not been out on patrol looking for a fridge to save, Abby would have died right there. And I think this is a pretty good time to just go over exactly how paranoid Joel is, and he really wouldn't be giving out his name in the first place. This guy, during the outbreak...
Let's see what they need.
What do you think you're doing? Keep driving.
I got a kid, Joel.
So do we.
But we have room.
Keep driving, Tommy.
Stop!
You see what I see. Someone else will come along.
That's how paranoid he is. And then this same guy who can spot a fake injury a mile away.
Easy.
Please!
Are we gonna help him?
Put your seatbelt on, Ellie.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
So you're telling me he's just going to save some random girl and then tell her his name without even asking what she's doing out there? Say that does happen, okay? Now here's where a lot of things start falling apart, because this scene just really doesn't make sense. So as you can see, when they're riding up onto the house, after they somehow get through the gate, that it's open and not closed. I don't know how they got word out to their group, and they just had the gate open for no reason at all, but okay, say they got into the gate, you know? They've got all their backpacks on, and they've got all their gear on. Cut to the next scene where they're off the horse, their backpacks are gone. I can't even see them in this scene, so I guess they just threw all their weapons away while meeting a random armed group of strangers. That's smart. Okay, say they took their backpacks off. So they go into the next room, right? Tommy's kind of hanging out by the door, and Joel's kind of easing his way into the room. They say some stuff that's really suspicious.
Y'all get electricity in here.
There are solar panels on the roof.
Tommy is acting suspicious.
How long y'all been here?
Since yesterday?
Then Joel is acting suspicious.
Since yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yep.
What are y'all doing out this way?
I'm just passing through. You two live nearby?
And then Tommy just tells them exactly where their hideout is, who they are, where they're from. Like, why? Why does he do that?
We do. A few hours down the hill. Y'all should come back with us, restock before you head out.
Appreciate it. I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy. This is my brother.
Joe.
So beyond that, it just doesn't make sense that they're using their names with this completely armed group of strangers that they just met. Again, they were looking for Tommy. When they heard Tommy's name, all of them should have gotten the same reaction as hearing Joel's name, and then gotten even quieter when they heard Joel's name. This should have started with Tommy. If they're in Wyoming looking for Tommy, and then this random dude says, hey, I'm Tommy, everyone should go like, oh no. Did they just forget why they're there? And then after Tommy says his name, Joel's like, yeah, let me just go stand in the middle of the room and say, hi, I'm Joel, everybody. So he doesn't sense anything is off beyond acting a little bit suspicious, like, hey, why are you here? You know, this giant unarmed group of people hanging out in this house that now has electricity. You know, that's not suspicious at all. And you met this random girl going towards your camp out on a patrol. who spooked a giant horde of zombies. No reason why her friends are there. Why was she out on alone? Doesn't ask any of that, okay? So yeah, say Joel is that stupid. He hit his head really hard while running away from the zombies or something, right? Then this is what really gets me. He says, y'all act like y'all have heard of us or something.
This is my brother.
Joe. Y'all act like you heard of us or something.
Are you kidding me? Like, who is this fake Joel? How is that not the biggest red flag ever when everyone stops talking when you say your name? Clearly, they know who you are. No, paranoid Joel would have immediately looked at Tommy, said, oh no, something's bad here. They know who I am. I should jump over a couch, or duck and cover, or pull my weapon that I left in the other room.
What about the guy?
He ain't even hurt. Y'all act like you heard of us or something.
Doesn't make any sense. There's no way he would have not sensed the red flags as soon as that happened. I want you to notice something. Abby doesn't have a shotgun when she comes into the house. Owen has the shotgun. And look where Tommy is standing. Tommy is standing in clear view of Owen and Abby, okay? So you're telling me that Tommy is just staring at Joel and doesn't notice Abby taking the shotgun from Owen and then kind of getting it ready? That Tommy doesn't notice that at all is just incredibly outlandish. He's got two people right next to him. We know one of them has a gun, probably at her holster. Why doesn't Tommy just like grab that? He sees what's going on. He has a full view of everything that's unfolding. But no, instead Joel gets shot and then Tommy goes, oh no, and then punches somebody instead of grabbing the weapon, like I said before, and then he gets punched in the face with the gun, and then he's unconscious. Cool. All right, say all of this has happened, okay? We're living in Neil Druckman's fantasy land, right? So the next scene we go to is Ellie looking for Joel because she knows something wrong. She gets inside this house and starts hearing screaming and knows it's Joel. And then when she gets down into the basement and opens the door and sees Abby standing there beating Joel with a golf club, she doesn't just shoot her immediately. She takes a few steps in and then gets the gun taken away from her and beat up. Are you kidding me? The game should have been over right there. Opens door, shoots her dead. That's the end of the game right there. And then Joel probably would have lived. You know, he crippled the rest of his life, but he probably would have lived. Like, it's so dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so I'm sure I've missed some scene-by-scene stuff that doesn't make any sense, and I'm sure you'll point it out in the comments, but I really just want to talk about the motivation for a little bit. In my opinion, and I get it if you disagree with this, in my opinion, Abby's motivation for killing Joel is really not that strong. The reasons I think it's weak is because Joel killed Abby's dad 5 years ago, right? Like, that's sad. Obviously, that would make someone want to get revenge. You know, obviously. But this game takes what the cure was in the last game, which I always kind of thought that the cure was like this possibility. And the moral dilemma of the last game was, do I guarantee and lose my second chance of life? Do I forsake my daughter for a chance at a cure? Like, the cure was not this guaranteed thing. But then in this game, the cure was guaranteed for some reason. You know, this random surgeon, okay? It's not like he's like some vaccinologist. I don't even know if that's a word, okay? He's a surgeon, you know? In today's day and age, everyone should know how difficult it is to make a vaccine. That by murdering the first immune person you come across and dissecting her brain, you're somehow going to just make a vaccine. That doesn't even make sense. Like, even pseudoscience stuff, that doesn't make sense. And that's not even taking into account that in today's modern medical science, there's not even a vaccine for fungal infections. That doesn't exist. That's not a thing, okay? You know, they didn't explore any non-lethal options first. It's just straight to, let's murder this girl with no consent and dissect her brain. Sure, okay, that guy's got a big noggin, okay? This game just completely ignores all of that and then just goes straight to, yeah, the cure was guaranteed. No, the cure was not guaranteed. The cure was a possibility. The game totally retcons that. So no, in this game, Joel doomed humanity. The cure was a guaranteed thing. Okay, if the cure was a guaranteed thing, yeah, I could see why the entire group would be mad. But Abby's motivation is that Joel killed her dad and she wants revenge, right? Okay, and for a game that tries so hard to convince us in the second half of the game that Abby is a morally good character, she does some really, morally bad things here. Like, just horribly psychopathic things. Joel saved her life literally like an hour ago in the game. And then she has zero problems with not only killing him, not just, you know, killing Joel, getting revenge. Okay, you got what you came for. No. She takes her sweet time. She kneecaps him, then tourniquets the kneecap. Everyone in the group is like, oh, I don't know about this. She tourniquets his leg so that she can torture him. The guy who saved her life an hour ago. That's just so bizarre that they would try to convince us she's a morally good character. Just pick one, Neil, okay? We know you have no brain, but just pick one. And so, yeah, I think it's a pretty weak, I just think that motivation is not strong enough for that amount of like brutality and that way for him to go out. I don't buy that. I think that's a very weak explanation for why all of that happened. But I can get it. If you disagree with me on that, I'm not going to argue with you. Like, I can get it. I just think that that's a pretty weak explanation. And I think this is where most people are so mad, is that Joel's death meant nothing. It really meant nothing. We didn't know who this character was. He just dies in the first 2 hours of the game. The advertising is all showing Joel and Ellie in different scenes. They took flashback sequences and then edited present-day Joel's face onto them so that it looked like he was alive in present day. It's so shady and scummy. And then Joel's death, it doesn't make any sense. It's a beyond lucky encounter. There's no skill involved with this. It's just complete chance that they ran into each other. And then this apparently morally good character in the second half of the game is just a complete psychopath. And then Ellie, all of the characters for this scene to happen just have to just take their entire brain out and just put it in a jug of milk. Like, the whole main cast from the first game, just lobotomize yourself. Just take your brain away. That's the only way this scene makes any sense. And it's so laughably bad. And for what? So that we can have Ellie be forced to murder a bunch of people, and then in the second half of the game tell us that we're terrible people, and that really she should feel bad about all that, and then play as the character that did all of this to Joel. Just run around and play with dogs and save people and be really morally good and talk to all the people that we are forced to kill as Ellie, so that we know Ellie's really bad and revenge is bad. No, that's terrible. This is, like, no joke, I think the worst character death I have ever seen. I really think this will go down as, like, the worst character death in history. And I think all that being said, I think we can all agree that Neil Druckman has some serious issues and that he is, like, really just legitimately disturbed in the brain. Like, there's something wrong with him. I really believe that. And that's really all I had for this one. Hopefully this isn't too long. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. 1,000 subscribers? Will I do a face reveal, question mark? Could happen. Hit that subscribe button, find out, you know. Definitely feel free to rant in the comments. And with that, I'll catch you all in the next one.